Now let's bring the conversation home as President Bola Tinubu has ordered the immediate review of the severance package of retired police officers to reflect the enormity of their contributions and commitment to national growth. The president said as a follow-up that he would sign an executive order on National Police and Veterans Day. Tinubu said the day would be set aside as a day the nation would honor what he called the epic heroism, patriotism, love of country, selfless effort and sacrifices of police officers, both serving and retired, for the common good of Nigerians. Arise News analyst Dayo is here to discuss this, as well as the need for more measures to improve the welfare of serving and retired police personnel. Good afternoon, Mr. Sobowale. Welcome to the conversation.
Good afternoon.
Great. Now, let's get straight into it. I feel like we can never over-discuss the need to ensure that the police force and the armed force as well, but with a focus on the police, that their welfare is well looked after. What do you make of this gesture and this announcement?
Well, it's a step in the right direction, and I'm happy the government is taking that step. Before even this, even the Senate has done something which was very, very pro-police, if I dare say. Which was very, very pro-police. You will see that, I think, immediately this administration came in, the Senate passed a bill on the pensions of police men. Before, the police were included, they were excluded from the sort of pensions that the military and intelligence community used to have. There was the contributory pension scheme, the non-contributory pension scheme. The non-contributory pension scheme was meant for the defense forces, so that because of the sacrifice they give, and it was an incentive. But some people wanted the police to be excluded from that. Even the Secretary of the Government wrote against it. NLC wrote against it. Nigeria Pension Commission wrote against it. But this legislation passed it. So this is a follow-up from the president. Because at the end of the day, your take-home pay will determine the size of your pension. So if your take-home pay is not that much, you won't receive good gratuity, and you won't be able to have a good pension at the end of the day. That is not the best for anybody. So what the government is doing is to make sure the police are adequately rewarded. But this other one about Veterans Day, between March 5th and April 4th, which is April Fool's Day, well, it's okay. But you see, I would prefer the government takes care of the working police. The working police are young people. They are the people who go to face criminals, who go to face insurgents. Those are the people they should look after. The veterans, the body involved this time, the body of past IGs, they are comfortable. And the country or the system has accommodated them, because they have brought them in to be chairman of Police Service Commission because of their experience, to assist the Minister of Police Affairs in the promotion, discipline, and deployment of the police force all over the country. That is sufficient. You have had many past IGs becoming chairman, but in fact, there was one controversial one involving a DG, an Inspector General insisted that he should recruit and not the Public Service Commission, which caused some fracas. But I think that has been resolved. But then, the welfare of the police at the top, to me, is well looked after. Whether they create a day for an April Fool's Day for it or whatnot, I'm not bothered about that. I'm bothered about what the police on the ground does, how it is looked after, how it is trained, how it is digitalized to gather information and protect all of us. Let's leave it at that for now.
Your point is definitely robust, Mr. Sobowale, and one of the points that was also raised by some analysts is that what they like to see in cases like this is more input from stakeholders. They're saying it's crucial to seek input and feedback from various stakeholders, including currently serving police officers, retired officers, police unions or associations, and relevant government agencies or departments, because that will help ensure the review process is more inclusive and that the concerns and perspectives of all the affected parties are met. Do you think we're seeing enough of that in this case, or do you think you're just guessing what they might need?
Your long citation. You see, that is what we should aim at. That is what we should aim at. And you see, I'll make a contribution along that time. The Attorney General, Lateef Fagbemi, sometimes called on police to release data on people, the police stations, to release data to the center on the detainees in their custody. And he said they have not been doing it. You get me? The police need to use data to plan its work, to fight criminals. And it needs equipment that can use to gather information and defend all of us. You see, our last experience with the police was not that good, and it affected even our political system. That was the SARS engagement with young people. That was what created a big political phenomenon. Do you get me? And that is still on. So the police must be armed. The police must be protected. And the police must find a way of shedding this image of police brutality and corruption. Because, you know, those two have to be worked at. Police brutality and corruption, they are affecting the reputation and service delivery of the police. And the Police Service Commission must look at that. The police veterans, when they get their day, they must look at that too. And then talking of the veteran recognition by the government, it should not be exaggerated. You see, the veterans' conception is from the military, and it's a Western conception, because they are always going to war. They are going to other people's land and seizing their lands. So they need to have a large police force. They need to have a large military. Large ships, warships. You know, the Americans, they have warships policing the entire world. Britain, when they were past Britannia, when they were ruling the waves. And that affected their own political, it affected their welfare system of looking after their people. Get me? Although it is what they got from the spoils of war that they used to build their society. But now people are flooding there from the areas they raided to come and live with them and trying to drive them back. That's why immigration is a major problem in the Western economies now. Although food is our own problem, yeah, and security. So our police systems are different. Our needs and expectations of them are different. So let's look at it from that angle. I'll stop there for now.
How do you think we can reorientate both the people and the police? Because there's a huge amount of distrust between these two groups. And, you know, some people look at police and they feel, okay, look at this announcement of severance packages and so forth. But there's almost a sense of disdain because, you know, when you encounter policemen, some people have encounters with policemen where they are extorted and they're always forking out money. So, you know, you find that these conversations can often be met with a level of disdain where people feel, well, the police are in a position to extort and they do so and they're making a lot of money on the side. How do we build a new culture that includes trust and respect, mutual trust and respect?
And by training our officers, like I said, they know their reputation. Everybody assumes police take bribe, but they are not sitting on their ass in dealing with their men. If you know, in the news, just a day or two ago, very funny news, but very serious matter, that it should not, POS operators should not come to any police station. You see, my own view was that, okay, what's wrong if they can't go to bank, they can take money. Then a lawyer friend of mine said, no, it's not like that. That, you know, the money is delivered cash. So that's Inspector General, given He didn't say they will lose faces if they say it. He insisted that they should not bring POS into police station. So you can know what that means.
What they're facing.
So they are not sitting on the hours. And you see, like in any community, there are always bad eggs in any institution. But you cannot use the bad eggs to distort the corporate image of the entire body. You get it? That's it is the albatross. Just like it is an albatross of politicians too, that they are corrupt. People see police as corrupt, as extortionists. So they can only clear that by dry cleaning their own image. And I think they did something like that during the last strike, when they said they were giving, instead of booting people out of the way, they are giving them water and biscuits. Yes. They let them add integrity to it, you know, honest, dispassionate delivery of justice. Then we'll give them kudos.
Well, going off of that point, Mr. Sobowale, and of course, Brevimba raised it and he buttressed it, but it's still being looked at as a concern. They're saying that it's being said that it's important to ensure that the severance package is administered transparently because of this notoriety, for lack of a better word, that the police is known for when it comes to corruption and mismanagement. So how would you like to see that applied when it comes to transparency of the severance package when it's time for implementation?
Again, it's training and orientation. That means diligent administration of whatever package is on ground. Because I'm sure that is largely almost 80% done. At least they get their salaries. No, you haven't heard of policemen saying they have not been paid. It's Nigerians who do that. The Nigerian police people, they pay their own salary. So when people can be efficient and honest, yes, when they are doing their work. I think when there is some loophole in the sequence of service delivery, that people want to make it faster and things like that and pay inducements and bribes. I think there are many policemen who are honest. And I think those who are dishonest, I don't think as many as those who are really honest.
All right. Well, I think we have done justice to this conversation, and we'll hopefully be able to follow up on the action that will be taken following this commitment. Exactly. Mr. Dayo Sobowale, thank you so much for your time today. We do appreciate you here on Newsday.